Best character, Ellie from The Last of Us Part 2.
You can't stop this.
I want what you want, but not at any cost.
Jin from Ghost of Tsushima.
I am samurai.
No, you are more than that. You are the ghost. Convince your people to join me, and I will give them peace.
We will never serve you.
Aerith from Final Fantasy VII Remake.
The first guy I ever loved.
Oh.
Wow. Your eyes.
Miles Morales from Spider-Man Miles Morales.
Whoa.
Allison from Tell Me Why.
It doesn't matter that they don't believe us.
We all believed that what happened that night was self-defense. But we couldn't be sure.
And the winner is Abby from the Just Kidding, Ellie from The Last of Us Part 2. I'm not going to pull a Game Awards on you guys. No, in all reality, look, this was a tough one. This was a really tough one. I love to death Aerith from Final Fantasy VII, okay? I think a lot of us would do a lot of things for Aerith from Final Fantasy VII. Miles, I thought, was actually a pretty solid character. Jin, though, was really the strongest runner-up here. I would say it goes Ellie, Jin, Aerith. Jin was such an amazing, amazing character, really all the way around. And the story they told there was really special. What I'll say about Ashley Johnson as Ellie is a couple of things. This also goes into performance. I know it's technically best character, but I also look at who, the person behind it. I mean, Ashley Johnson, for what it's worth, is Ellie. Now, did they do everything perfect with Ellie's character? No. And I know a lot of people disagree with what they did with Ellie's character, okay? Now, I would say I disagreed with some of the things they did with Ellie's character. I would make the bold statement that the ending, without going too much into it, I understand why she did what she did at the ending. And I know that's a big thing that a lot of people get hung up on, and I think that's fine. I think that's fair. I would say that I personally get it. I don't think it's the most well done, but I would say from start to finish, I mean, again, what Ashley Johnson does with Ellie, and I will say the facial animations, just the behind the scenes Naughty Dog stuff, which is truly at a different level. You can't deny it. I mean, Final Fantasy VII does look absolutely amazing, and I love that style, and I think all those characters just look beautiful, males and females alike. They just look like glowing, okay? And again, I mean, Ghost of Tsushima is a different kind of style there too, but the emotions that you can get from the characters in not even just Ellie, right? But Ellie specifically for this award, she is done perfectly. I mean, you see and you feel everything she feels, even if you don't agree with it, even if you don't agree with any of it, you can still tell that is a person in there, where maybe you can't tell that as much with other characters. Again, I think it helps that Jin is an original character. Aerith, if you're playing Final Fantasy VII for the first time, this is the first time you're meeting her, okay? Ellie, we have the first game, and we have that kind of journey she went through with the first game. We have an aging of Ellie, and now we have her here. And again, I think for what it's worth, Ashley Johnson did a phenomenal job. You do feel everything. Like, although what happens to Joel is not exactly the best way of, doing something to Joel, the emotion and expression that Ellie has from it is like top of the line. Like, her anger and even her storyline is actually really good. While they very clearly gave Abby the better gameplay moments, I don't think anybody's arguing that. The set pieces, the things that were happening when you were playing as Abby were clearly better, I think, personally, to make you enjoy playing as Abby, which is fine, I guess, if you wanna go down that path. But for what that's worth, I enjoyed the Ellie parts so much. When you leave Ellie and then you come back to her 10 hours later, it feels, in my opinion, it felt so good to return to this character, because you just have I don't know, I wouldn't even say charisma, but her personality. You have her personality, and I think it's great. I think again, Ashley Johnson does so good. I love Ellie's personality. I know she seemingly has lost some of it, but it's a very dark world, and she's lost a lot of people, and she's lost pretty much everything in terms of I mean, she only has very few things in The Last of Us Part 2. So I would just say, again, Jin is very good, Aerith is very good, but Ellie maybe carried over top by the facial expressions, by just the technology Naughty Dog has, that she feels like like an actual character. She feels the most human out of anybody. Now, she does some weird stuff, and her character goes through some weird stuff that maybe people disagree with, but I don't think you're going to find more like pure, I don't know, expression and just, like pure emotions that can happen to somebody and see it actually happen on a face. And not just her face, but just the way she does anything, and literally anything in this game, I do think is truly next level. Naughty Dog, I get, has lost a lot of respect with people, some people. I think that's fair, but let me tell you, when it comes to like something like this, even though I don't agree with all the stuff that happened to Ellie or Ellie did or anything like that, I do think she was probably the most well-developed and also just the most believable actual person in a video game or thing, because I guess there's like creatures or aliens or whatever, the most, human entity in any game this year. So let me know, guys, in the comments below, do you agree with me? Who's your best character from a game in 2020? And as always, this is part 2 of our 8-part Game of the Year awards. Part 3 is tomorrow, and I truly hope to see you guys there.